Looks like we're ready on that one. Turning off studio mode here just to like make tweaking this a little easier on a relatively small monitor. And cool, I think that's working. Fantastic. Okay, that should be good. So yeah, Snake Pass, if anyone remembers. I'm not actually sure what I want to do here, by the way, because I got like 30% of the way through this game and I just kind of dropped it because I wasn't that interested. I don't know if I want to start a new game or what. I'll guess we'll just start a new game. Oh,
Yeah.
arcade mode unlocked. I'm gonna turn down the music a little more, actually. Oh, no, cool. Anyway, yeah, so this is what's happening today. I hope everyone in the chat likes snakes, because this is the first thing that's happening. The whole bit of this game is it's a platformer, and you're a snake, and you're all like, I can't do things because I'm a snake and I don't have no arms.
You got no hands.
So, you know, bad things happen, and then this bird shows up and he's all like, Noodle, you left your oven on, no. And then the snake happens.
Yep. Are you gonna stream on the Discord or?
Oh yeah, I should do that. Hold on a sec. This is gonna go quiet for a sec. Just gonna have to do this. There we go. Go live. There we go. So yeah, you play as Snake Man, you see.
Yeah.
You love Snake Man, everyone loves Snake Man. Look at him go. Right?
I'm just gonna say, I don't know if this is the same like developers or what, but this has an extremely like ukulele like vibe to it.
It was kind of going for the same thing at the time.
Yeah. It's got that look extreme.
Yeah, no, it was going for like I think they got Grant Kirkhope to do the music. It was going for the fucking like it's like the 3D platformers from the olden times kind of vibe.
Yeah, it's like them old rare games.
So yeah, you play as a snake, and so you have like, wow, all of these medals were just behind stuff, huh? Well, anyway, yeah, you play as a snake, and you have slither controls, so you go faster if you slither like sneaky little snake.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the game.
Sneaky snacky.
Lift your head by holding A. Yeah, we saw that, remember? Ooh.
Yep.
You just hold A to go up, but you can only go up like a little bit.
Yeah.
You have to like grab onto stuff and wrap around stuff. Oh, there's a thing over there. Ooh. What sorts of secrets await? Well, I kind of skipped some stuff there. We have to get the magic red cube or whatever to open the special portal, and then we can go to level 2. Why does he call it finding the keystone? The key, we found it. It's right there. It's extremely apparent where it is, actually. These are the questions.
Here.
I remember the first time I tried playing this game, I was playing it on like a fucking... on my old like laptop, and it ran like shit. Like I turned a lot of graphics settings down really low, and then it still ran like it was like okay. I mean, it wasn't a very powerful laptop, so that was why. But yeah, no, like it ran like absolute fucking shit.
Like fuck.
It was all like fucking. I turned the graphics settings down a lot. It would still run at like maybe cap out at 30 FPS. That was like the best it could do.
Yeah.
So we got all the glowing blue orbs. That's done now.
Yeah.
So we can thank ourselves and pat ourselves on the back for that discovery. But now, see, the trick to this game is I think we were supposed to have been taught this, but weren't. But when you like, you can kind of. One of the buttons does like gripping onto stuff, but I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was like, it was like maybe the triggers or something.
Yeah.
I don't really
Maybe
remember.
the mechanic hasn't been introduced to you yet in game.
I'm not sure. Whatever, it's not a big deal. Okay. I'm starting to feel a little bit better now, so that's good.
Yeah, it seems like the game's like area design and shit like that's extremely pretty.
Oh
like
yeah,
it.
it looks beautiful. Like it is a very
Yeah.
good looking game, in my opinion. Anyway, like it's very nice.
Yeah.
I think there's still one of those special boy medals to collect, but I don't really care.
Yeah. Fucking the big boy medal.
Yeah, for being a big boy.
Yeah.
Whoa, we did it. We succeeded at the level. Now we get to ascend to heaven.
Yeah. Now you get to have an afterlife.
And all the right, the snake puns you see. Next up is Courtyard Clamber. Courtyard Clamber. It's like in the old games from Rareware, if you remember them.
Yeah. The obscure like indie developer known as Rareware.
Let's make sure that gate is okay. Something seems off here. I'm a big dumb hummingbird man. Ooh, look at me.
Ooh.
That's what he says.
This is me. Fucking.
Ooh, look at me. I'm the hummingbird man. That's his voice now. I've decided. Scour the land for secrets.
You have to go to the Shrine of the Golden Monkey. You see.
Well, if I go to the Shrine of the Silver Monkey, then I can get the. Hold on, it'll come to me.
You can then go through the gates, past the doorway, get the thing, grab.
If I remember right, the way that improv works is that you kind of just like lose track of your train of thought halfway through, and then go kind of like.
You have to keep adding bullshit.
No, you kind of like lose track of your train of thought, and then you go like, oh, I can't think of anything, and then you play off your like rank incompetence as some sort of wacky joke. And then everyone thinks it's really funny and not annoying at all.
Yeah. Yeah, you see, you use your incapacity to make a joke as the joke, and then profit. Happens to me all the time.
Oh, we need to head up here. Wrap yourself around the bamboo to climb up. Whoa. I'm gonna go over here instead. I don't like climbing, it makes me scared. Upsets my stomach. There's a tail grab button too. I did forget about that.
You can just get him and pick you up.
Yeah, but he doesn't really pick you up. He just loosens the load on your tail, which probably does like a thing where you.
Yeah, it probably helps in certain areas.
Yeah, the conceit of this game is fun, I think. You can do all sorts of things. You gotta slither around like a sneaky little snake, like all like, ooh, I'm gonna get you. Oh, I'm gonna get you. Ooh, look at me. I'm gonna get you. Ooh, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
I'm gonna fucking beat you to death.
What? I would never beat you to death. Who would have implied that? Ooh. Certainly not me. I am a good Samaritan. I'm famous for my desire not to beat people to death. That's one of my my famed traits. Is that I don't generally beat people to death. Ooh. Ah, yeah, there it is. That's the button. It's the trigger. You can like grip onto stuff like that. Now the real thing is this. If you remember this thing, I mean, you don't, but I do. Because this one's a real pain in the ass.
Oh shit. Shit.
Yeah, it's all like, ooh, how do you do it? How
shit.
can you find your way up the the fucking triumphal tower?
Are you perplexed? Are you perhaps engaging in a problem?
Oh, that was actually pretty easy. I had a lot of trouble with that at one point.
Do you have botherations?
Ooh. You think if I fucking every time I do any voice now, I'm like fucking. I watched the Detective Heart of America movie recently, and I just think of voices from that when I'm doing voices lately, and it's a problem. It's just like the only place my brain can go.
Yeah.
Because the guy who made that is just like way better at coming up with voices than like anyone could ever be.
Yeah.
I mean, not literally, but you get the point.
Wait. Detective Heart of America?
Detective Heart of America, yeah.
Okay.
It's a fucking YouTube video thing. It was made by the same guy that made Charlie the Unicorn and some other stuff.
Oh yeah, Film Cow.
Yeah, Film Cow. It's great, and they it was originally like a couple shorts where just an eagle statue is voiced and is a detective and is like joke American, but then they made it into they made a fucking hour 15-minute long film out of it.
God.
And it's genuinely really good. I could show to genuinely gush about that film all fucking day. Oh no! The gate has all of the keystones missing! We need to find all 3 keystones! What a conundrum this is!
This is perhaps a huge snafu.
What a conundrum this mess turned out to be. Oh well, it'll be okay as long as we have each other as friends. That's the hummingbird's voice. I'm doing the hummingbird's voice now. No.
Just friends. It's not like I'm into you or anything.
Oh yes.
What? Why do you get Southern? Why do you get Southern when I was doing the voice there? Fluctuating between British and Southern.
Wait, did that just brought me up here? What the fuck? Why was that there?
Oh shit! Why was that there?
I think that's how you were supposed to get up there. I just got up there a different way.
Yeah. It's just probably a second path.
There's also swimming. But we haven't gotten there yet. There's a thing to do when you're actually swimming, but we haven't gotten there yet. This is a fun game. I like it a lot, honestly. I never I couldn't really be fucked to.
Oh fuck! Oh fuck that camera.
Yeah, well, it's a 3D platformer. I guess what can you expect? Wow, they really nailed all the details from the good old days of Rareware. Am I right?
Yeah, am I right? It's really faithful to me.
Back before they were purchased by Microsoft, but with a dollar sign. But I can't communicate that with sound. So I'm just gonna you get the point.
Yeah, fucking before everybody at Rareware was sent to the Kinect mines.
Back when they were bought by fucking Microsoft. There's a long there's a 30-minute set. This is a YouTube video review of fucking Donkey Kong Country or something now. So now I'm obligated to have a 30-minute segment now where I gush about how good things were back in the 90s when I was a kid.
In the 90s, we used to have fucking. We were actually
We had-
able to play fucking rare games.
We had Nintendo games, pizza parties, bowling alleys. What do kids today have? Nothing.
TikTok.
When
Hit
the 90s died,
hot chip,
all
lying.
hope died. I'm quoting the fucking 90s Nick video, which
Yes,
has
I know.
like my favorite joke about this thing, because like he just references like a bunch of things that they had in the 90s, and literally all of them are things that still exist. He's like, yeah, we had Nintendo games, pizza parties, skating rinks, bowling alley, like just a bunch of shit that's just still around. That did not die with the 90s, like even a little bit. Come on. Yeah, it's the way this game really kind of works is basically just that you can like, it's just getting to territory where you're allowed to like elevate your head higher. That's ultimately all it is.
Yeah.
Because you can elevate your head like a set distance above the area you are. So like you just have to get above stuff. That's basically it. Why does it? Okay, come on. Yeah, I got it. I understand how to do this.
I'm no buffoon.
I am no buffoon.
Oh, sh.
Yeah, see, that's the use of the tail
Okay,
lift. If you can
Okay.
if you just about get to a platform but can't quite make the, close the gap, that's what it's for.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have all the MacGuffins, but I still have to get the other MacGuffins.
Yeah. Still need to get the other. You still need to get the rest of the Baphodads. The
Yeah,
rest of the doohickeys.
I need to get the rest of the blue coins. I mean, orbs.
Oh fuck.
Wait, did I get turned around? No, I think I made it through. I think. Oh, there's one. There's a blue coin.
The bluebee. The water ball. Fucking
Come
hydro
on.
orb.
No.
Oh god.
Come on. There you go. No. Come on. Yeah, that's right.
The
That's
fucking
right. You can do it.
the fucking single frame of the water pulse and fucking move
Wait, hold
animation.
on.
Oh god.
No, that's not
Oh
good.
god. Oh. Oh shit. Oh no, look at him.
Oh, he's dying. Yeah, no, see, that actually sucks a lot, because what happens when you do that is that you get taken back to your last checkpoint with none of the collectibles you had when you were there. So, yeah.
Fuck.
So I kind of have to do all of that again. I think you can go back to a checkpoint, which I should have done, but I was confident in myself, which was my first mistake.
Yeah. You flew to the
Because
the
it's
sun
bad.
and then you flew to the sun and then you got your legs barbecued. That's how that story goes, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's the story of Odysseus.
Okay. Now it's time to slither. Or should I say slither? Fuck it, let's see what happens if I try this again. It went so well the first time, what could go wrong? See, nothing. Literally nothing could go wrong. All you have to do is not
Possibly
overthink
go
it.
wrong. Oh shit.
I don't really know why I'm bothering. I don't need to get up there.
Yeah.
Look at my fucking snake torso going. It's all like back and forth, like, Remember the 90s TV show Gargoyles? I remember.
Anybody remember Tailspin?
Only 90s kids remember Tailspin with an E instead of an IL because it's from the 90s. I'm back here now. There's a checkpoint over here. I'm pretty sure you can like go back to a checkpoint and it'll recount it. I'm not sure.
It should.
But you know what they say, when Prince and the Pauper meet, you've got a lot to meet and greet.
Yeah.
I think I read that in a book once.
Yeah. You have to ask yourself, hey, what did the prince think of the Paupers meet?
The what? What are you talking about?
What do you think of the Paupers meet?
Oh yeah, this is where I died too. I could have just climbed up this way.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Saved a lot of the trouble.
Okay, right. Somewhere around this direction, there was like a whole thing. Come on. You can do it, you dumb snake person. Yeah, see, actually, like, not having the weight of your tail can be a liability sometimes. This is kind of a stabilizing force in a certain way.
Oh, shit.
Jesus Christ.
You're caught in the fucking loop.
So what was I looking for? Somewhere around here, there's like a gap somewhere. And there was a thing. Yeah, it was here. Oh, Snaky. Why did we let you into the house? Well, that didn't work out. But what can you do? It's just like they say, when life gives you lemons, you gotta get back up again and give you lemons again. Once more. With passion.
When life gives you lemons, you just eat them.
When life gives you lemons, and you know, it's like they said, you know? Like, chill out, bro, you know, it's fine, it's just, you know, it's cool.
You know,
Be cool, dude.
don't look
like,
a gift lemon in the mouth.
That's what they always say, you know?
Yeah. Don't look
I'm
a gift
inclined
lemon
to
in the mouth.
agree, really. There we go, that's how you do it. Or, I mean, also that. But it's fine. No. Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah, left. Oh, God.
Come on, video games. Why you gotta be like this today?
Why you gotta do me like that?
Games.
Video games, America.
When I was doing the voice for Humming Bomber over here, I was like, there's a fucking character from the fucking Detective Heart of America movie whose entire gimmick is that he is a knight, like a chess piece knight, and his name is Chessmate, and he just shows up occasionally to like reveal his like master plan that he's using to trap Detective Heart of America, the main character. And of course, it's like the thing where Detective Heart of America has literally no fucking idea who the guy is. It's just he just shows up sometimes, and he's like, "Checkmate, Heart of America," and he's all like, just fucking. It's funny to me. It's always like a really inopportune time where he just shows up and he's like starts going on about his master plan that he's been developing the entire time. Because it's checkmate. Like he thinks he's the Riddler, but like literally no one else in the plot has any idea he exists. Anyway, Snake Pass. Its favorite among snakes.
8 snakes out of 10. Give it a 7 out of 10. I'm not gonna say what the other two give it.
Wait, did you say 8 out of 10 critics give it a 7 out of 10?
Yes.
So does that like average out to a 6 out of 10 if you really think about it?
I guess.
I'm still missing a blue object.
Well, that's not counting for what the other critics are saying, which could be anything.
I mean, you know, they're saying stuff. What does it even mean anyway when you say stuff? It's like you say one thing, you say the next. What's that even mean? You know?
7 out of 10 critics give it a 6 out. 7 out of 10 critics give it an 8 out of 10. The other two critics have not been solved. Like are unsure. Give the range. They give it the range. Like in a situation where x equals a number between 1 and 10. With the average.
Both of the other critics say, you know, given that x is equal to 3 plus y, and y is equal to 12 plus x, then what is x? That is my score. What would that even? X equals 3 plus y equals 12 plus x. So yeah, x equals 3 plus 12 plus x. Doesn't work at all.
My brain like fell into the fucking blender trying to say the words properly.
Wait, that's not right. No, there's not really any solution where those are both true. I think. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because x would have to be 3 plus y, and then yeah, x would have to be 3 plus y, and then x would have to be other numbers. I'm not very good at mental math while also playing Snake Pass, apparently. Specifically Snake Pass, it's the only game this is a problem for.
It's the only one where this is an issue.
I don't remember what I was doing. Yeah, 82 plus x is 5. Oh, come on, brain. Why do I zone out like this? It sucks. It's not something I like doing, you know. Oh, is that a corridor?
Fine.
Holy shit. Found the secret. Okay, there we go. Found the flash shiny object. Right, yeah, yeah. Because x must be greater than y, but y also must be greater than x. There's no value of x and y in which that would be true. That was the thing. It's not actually that hard to explain. If it was minus, it'd be a different thing. Probably be possible, but just the way the solution works out, it's like, you know, you end up with like, in order for there to be an intersection between those two lines, you would have to have a situation where 0 and 15 are the same number, which doesn't really work. So. Anyway, don't worry, I'm an engineer. I know what I'm talking about. Also,
I
Jazzy, you
do
currently
not.
like, do you have the stream open right now, or is someone actually watching?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have the stream open.
Okay. Check.
Oh shit. It's weird. It's saying 1 on your end, but it's saying 2 on my end now.
It changes.
That's fucking.
Expectations are the flux between reality and darkness. Look, fucking.
It's Kingdom Hearts dialogue.
What was that? Yeah. It removed the keystones and closed the gate. We have to reopen it. That's that guy's voice.
Sora, we gotta reopen it.
Oh yeah, this now he has the Donald Duck voice, I guess, is what I'm gonna assume.
Again, let's see what both of us attempt has got Donald Duck. Okay, you go.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do that. Do you think I'm fucking crazy?
How hard do you want to shred your throat in pieces to fail?
Do you think I'm a fucking kooky crazy person?
You think I'm a silly willink? I am not.
Yes, you are.
Oh shit, you got me.
How dare you deny my accusations?
Damn
Wait,
Fucking jumps out window.
yeah, see, you can kind of get away with a lot of shit in this game by just kind of doing this. I'm pretty sure this is also something I had a lot of trouble with. That climb there. It's actually really easy. All you have to do is just keep holding A and like kinda just sorts itself out, really, when you think about it. And when you really think about it, isn't that all that life is? Just an endless series of sorting itself out? Or I don't,
It's sorting itself out.
why do you people listen to this shit? I don't get it.
Okay, all here.
Yeah, like, then you, like, why the fuck are you all here, you know? Come on. You know you can do it. I should have just fucking gone absolutely in for it there. Because that's a way better strategy, you know? Actually trying to, like, you're kind of intended to play this game in a very cautious and defensive way, but like actually trying to do that kind of just gets you fucked more often than not.
Yeah.
Really, the best thing you can do is just kind of, it's like Hollow Knight. It's a game that like kind of tries to get you to play it in a very careful, scared, like defensive way, but like actually the best way to play it if you want to have the most success is just to be really aggressive and stupid about everything.
Yeah.
Because then you just kind of like, yeah. Because, you know, the secret is that all you have to do to succeed in video games is you just don't get hit. That's it.
Don't get hit. That's the mantra of every fighting game. Don't get hit.
Yeah, it's like,
Mantra of every game, really.
it's all you need to do.
I was just about to say, like,
you
that.
know, it's like I don't know why people would struggle with playing fucking competitive fighting games. All you have to do is simply not get hit, and then hit the other person.
Have you considered not getting hit?
Yeah, simply. If I were playing competitive Super Smash Brothers, I would simply not get hit.
I would simply not commit crimes.
You know, rip to the rest of you, I guess. But if someone showed me propaganda, I would simply say no, thank you.
If I were in Nazi Germany and I were given propaganda, I would simply say no, thank you. I would simply refuse. I would simply say no to my orders. What are you even talking about now?
I don't know. Like, it's a stream. We have to bullshit for a very long time.
You gotta
Rest doesn't
bullshit.
count.
This is streaming.
This is literally what people come for. This is literally what people expect.
Oh shit! I gave the game away.
It's like when people go to improv and it's like, you know, you could try or you could just spit bullshit and it's probably funnier.
Wait, it's all bullshit. Always has been.
Yeah. Remember to always brush your teeth, or else you'll end up like Sneak Jeff over here. That's his canonical name.
Yeah. Remember, kids, always brush your teeth, never shit your pants. You just do those two things, you'll get everywhere.
And remember not to get hit.
And don't get hit. Kill all enemies, avoid being killed.
Look at me, I'm going down a fun time slide.
Yeah,
that?
it's like a mat.
It was like a slide, like a magic carpet, sort of.
Yeah, it's like one of those slides at the den of the powerful rat known as Charles Entertainment Cheese.
Huh? What?
Chuck E. Cheese.
What are you talking
It's a
about?
joke.
What?
Is this joke confusion? Is this joke confusion?
No, I just forgot where I was. And also who I
Okay.
was. What's my name?
Cheese is your name now.
Jeez. I don't like it.
Change in the name of the channel, the Cheese Streams.
Just cheese. No, it's not cheese. It's just cheese.
Just cheese.
To be fair, technically the name of the channel is still just Extra Visage because that's still the sort of unified brand name.
Yeah, it's a unified brand name.
I
It's
just
your Twitter handle, it's your everything.
I just thought that Lextra was like a nice thing that had a ring to it, and also I was paranoid about getting beat out in Google searches by fucking Outside Extra because they
Alright.
stole my fame from me, which I would have by now if it wasn't for them and their conniving tricks.
Yeah, they're the only thing in the way.
Yeah. I mean, that's true, you know? Everyone
Those
knows that.
motherfuckers.
Like fucking Jeff and Jeff 2 at Outside Extra. I'm coming for your family if you don't give me my brand name back.
Give me the. Give us the brand name and $200.
No, I don't need money, I just need brand. Brand is all that there is in the world.
Brand can be used to gain more money.
No, it can't. Don't you dare fucking lie to me like that again.
You're on your last fucking. You're on your last fucking straw.
Okay, let's see here. Need to
Rip.
climb back up.
Oh. Oh.
There we go. I came back up here because I realized that I needed to be up here to reach that elusive golden coin. Haha, I win. Still a golden coin missing, but I'd say I have a pretty good track record here.
I'd say overall, job well done. Hey, there's a blue.
Yeah, a blue item. I got all the blue items. Da, 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 da.
Do they have dragonflies or anything like that, or are they all just set dressing?
I don't think anything happens with them.
Oh yeah, you didn't pick up the green thing yet.
Yeah, I forgot to pick up the green thing. It's currently being crucified. I don't think I went this way, like, at all, or I might have started from this direction and just kind of immediately abandoned the path I was on.
Yeah, it's currently being crucified for obeying the state, obeying the whims of the Roman state.
Yeah.
As
I
you
don't
do.
get it.
What?
I don't get it.
See, there's this guy named Jimmy Christ,
Hmm?
and he was
What's
crucified.
a Christ?
It's it's a snack food. Start sweating.
I remember this level because I remember trying to get to that island over there, like a lot. Like I really wanted to try and do it, but I don't think you can. It's just weird that it's like actually modeled unlike some of the other places.
Yeah. Maybe you gotta do a really weird trick shot in order to get there.
Yeah. That is the question, isn't it? Ooh, is that the thing up there? I'm gonna go find out. Look at that. It's a shelf.
Oh shit.
I'm pretty sure this is all there is. And I'm pretty sure I'm also basically dead right now. It's fine. God, he is so sad to be dying. It's fucked up. If I had died, I would simply not be upset about it.
If I died, I'd simply let it happen. Oh shit, how far back did that take you? Oh wait.
Not anything. I went to a checkpoint like right before dying.
Okay, because I saw the markers over at the end like glowing, and I was like, oh shit, you hadn't picked those up yet?
Nah.
Yeah.
I've always picked those up.
I already picked them up.
In a way, all of life is just an endless series of picking those up. I don't think there's anything up there. I'm trying to figure out where this last coin is. I'm curious, and I know I can get it as long as I know where it is. That's all I need. But it's hiding itself from me.
All your life is the time
It thinks it
between.
can fool me. It thinks it can fool me. It thinks it can find a way around my treachery and my tricks. But I'll teach it a thing or two about treachery and /or tricks.
I'm gonna teach this little slimy ghoul what's what.
I think going this way.
Find
There's
it.
a million better ways to go. Where I'm trying to go.
Find it, get in its house, and we'll be the winners.
The coin.
Yeah.
The coin is hiding itself from me.
Yeah. You can't hide yourself forever, coin. I know you fucked my wife.
It did. It's not even. Oh, okay. Well,
Oh god.
I probably shouldn't have been constantly holding forward and kind of just like, you know, pulling out my entire escape raft there.
Yeah.
But no one ever said I was smart or capable at all in literally any way.
God. It's fine. You got something done.
This probably isn't the most enticing thing for a thing. So
Yeah. I agree.
we'll just leave the level now. Yeah, I got it.
It's
Hey.
not that tempting. It's not.
And the Thunderbird is here again.
Oh shit. Thunderbird, I'm a huge fan.
What? What the fuck? What? I'm all sleepy.
In the game or like in the chat?
Who knows? No one said anything in the chat. So.
Nobody's. Yes.
There's two people watching, so somebody's watching, but you know, we'll see. They're not posting in the chat, and that's fine. I don't really mind either way. I mean, you know, I like talking to people in the chat, but I don't mind if people don't want to post there. Like, I get it. I basically never post in any Twitch chats, and also I barely watch Twitch streams, like at all. So.
Yeah, no, most of the time where I'm fucking watching a Twitch chat, they were watching a Twitch stream. I'm just like fucking, I'm a chatty Cathy in that fucking chat. I just love. I want to respond to everything.
Yeah, it's. I can definitely see that impulse, but also some people just like it's like.
Yeah.
For some people, it's just not a thing, and I've kind of felt that way. I mean, certainly in like a big Twitch chat, I'd never fucking post anything because big Twitch chats are just actual hell.
Yeah, at that point you're throwing letters into the sea.
Yeah, like no one's gonna see what you posted anyway, so like, what the fuck is even the point?
And the bot shows up and you can point at it and be like, that one PogChamp was me.
Yeah, like freaking whatever. And then oh no, that's not it. That's not what.
At fucking 1 hour, 3 minutes and 56 seconds. That PogChamp, it's me.
I posted in the chat like, wow, I think that thing you said was good. I also think it's good.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was all I said in the chat. Because like I would sometimes post in Twitch chats and try to make my own like snarky commentary or whatever, but I mean you just can't really do it if you're not there unless you're like the only person in the chat, which is a good dynamic that I have on some of my streams. Like, you know, whenever there's people in the chat, there's like 1 or 2 people, so I can actually talk to them, you know. Like if I ever get to a point where like my if I ever get to a point where like I actually have like a lot of people in the chat, I'm just gonna set the thing to subscriber only or something, just to like limit the amount of people so that I can like, you know, oh well, that fucked it up.
Oh shit.
But I can just so that I can like actually process and interact with like the number of people that are present, you know.
Yeah. So you don't want like an ocean.
Because it just becomes impossible to even do anything with at a certain point.
Yeah.
But for the time being, I just try to bullshit over fucking video games, and that's worth it sometimes. I mean, it leads to pretty entertaining stuff most of the time, I like to think.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure at this point I actually do have like 1 or 2 regular viewers, which is cool.
Yeah.
Let me check out that. It makes me feel happy about myself. Huh?
Someone join
chat? Like
hello, Jasmine and Lexi. How's things?
Hey, Alice. I'm playing Snake Pass. It's fun because there's a snake on it and he's going all around the place.
Is it the hit ukulele character, Trouser Snake?
No, it's just a regular snake. I think he's named like Noodle or something.
That's infinitely better. I love him.
But don't be afraid. It is just like the games from back in the good old days of Rareware. They even got Grant Kirkhope to do the music because it's just like the good old days of Rareware.
I met Grant Kirkhope once at a charity do. He was surprisingly down to earth and very funny, but also I never got the opportunity to tell him that his work on Viva Pinata was absolutely sublime and my personal favorite. And so I hope to meet Grant Kirkhope at a charity do again because he's very down to earth and surprisingly funny. I've seen. The only time I've ever heard him talk was on like that one Game Grumps episode he was on like 7 years ago or some shit. But like he seemed cool from that.
Yeah. Was that in the HBomb stream? Or the 2 times the stream?
Oh, he was on there, yeah, wasn't he?
Yes,
I didn't pay much attention to the HBomb stream.
At a charity do, and he was.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
And I was like, hey, I loved your work on Banjo-Kazooie. And he was like, oh, thank you. And I forgot Viva Pinata existed, and that game was my fucking childhood. It's so good.
Yeah.
I never played... Well, I never really played anything that Rareware has, like, ever made, honestly.
I have a... It's... Viva Pinata is, at this stage, excuse the pun, Rareware shareware. So, I do have Viva Pinata lying around. I could, like... send you it on Dropbox or something, and like a video of how to get it running on Windows 10.
I mean, it's like, you know, I can fucking...
It's worth playing.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff is stuff I can figure out. I always just have difficulty getting myself to care about like games generally.
Games are bad, and I
Like
feel
not
like destroying
that I hate
games.
all games or whatever, but like, you know,
I
it's
do.
it's hard to get myself to like want to play any video game really at all, because it's just like I could do that, or I could do like anything else.
When I was an
there's
idiot
just too much
baby
of it, you know?
child, I played nothing but Halo all day, but now that I'm a smart adult, I play nothing but Halo all day.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I need like the intense desire to fucking play a game to just kind of suddenly strike me like lightning, and then I'm playing it.
Yeah, it's like it's because there's just it's just a sort of saturation thing. It's like there's so many
Yeah.
games that I kind of want to try at some point.
Yeah.
That like it's just hard for me to get myself to like pay attention to literally any of them, which is kind of a shame because there's a lot of great games out there that like deserve to, you know, be liked.
And there's a lot of great games coming out like soon, and Cyberpunk
Yeah.
2077.
Yeah, that's good.
No, that's-
Everyone's favorite games plus Cyberpunk 2077. I felt like I said that wrong, but I'm pretty sure I said it right.
Yeah.
You know, Cyberpunk 2077 gives you the really important aspects of choice essential to a CRPG. Like, for example, do you want to be circumcised or not?
Oh,
Truly
God.
harkens back to
I'm-
the classics like Morrowind.
Yeah.
I'm just
like
now I'm just
Morrowind.
remembering about how like fucking how they made it so that you could like change your character's genitals in that game, and then they made the gender of your character based on voice pitch.
Yeah.
Like literally, it's just that's like the most fucking one step forward, two steps back thing imaginable.
If I were a Cyberpunk 2077 character, I would be a man, despite my fat fucking tits. So, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? Doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Why have you got a bird holding up your tail? What's up with that?
He's bird guy, my friend. I don't know his name.
Okay. Well, he's not really a very good friend then. Or maybe you're not really a very good friend if you can't remember his name.
Really, I think it's a shared sort of lack of interest in the relationship when it comes down to it.
Oh, I've had a few relationships like that. They never end well.
Yeah.
One of them, like, those relationships that never really end. When one of them, like, messages the other, like, hey, I think we should break up. And the other one goes, yeah, I've been feeling like that for a while. And then it's like, okay. And you never talk again for, like, 6 months.
Yeah. Because it's just kind of awkward because you don't really want to think about it. And then it's like, oh.
Yeah. It's a bit much.
Yeah.
I was about to say the name of like 4 different people who've had the experience with, but I decided I wasn't going to be that petty. And also, this isn't my platform at which to speak, so I can only have Lexi approved opinions.
Yeah, only Lexi opinions here.
Yeah, because it's not my stream, it's your stream, and I don't want to get you in trouble for shit I say in it. So it's
Oh, yeah, that like genuinely, yes. I am happy that you're not like just kind of calling out individuals on here, because I probably either don't know anyone that you would reference or like don't really want to talk about them.
and also it would just be really bizarre and petty.
Yeah, it would just kind of be like not really the vibe I like to have here.
We really nowhere.
But
It
anyway,
would be
yeah,
truly bizarre, I think.
it would be very unlike the cheery vibe from all those classic Rareware titles from back in the day. Like Banjo Kazooie.
Why do you keep calling it Rareware? It's just rare.
Like Banjo Kazooie and Croc Legend of the Gobbos and Banjo
Croc Legend of the
Kazooie.
Gobbos is shit compared to Gex the Gecko. Gex the Gecko is the best game ever made. I would die for Gex. I met Gex in real life. He shook my hand. Deal with it, levels.
Oh god, now I'm fucking. This is just reminding me of the time that Kara messaged me on Discord. It said like Alice won't stop asking me to join this Gex Discord server and I don't want to.
Did I ever tell you about the time that I met Kara in real life?
Yeah,
And
you did.
after like 20 minutes of silence, she just took like a hip flask out and just went, "Want some whiskey?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, I want some whiskey."
Yeah.
And that's my only experience of Kara in person. It was very nice. I would like to recreate it someday.
Yeah. I
You
don't know
should come to Cork. I'll get a bus to Cork and we'll hang out and chill.
someday I'm gonna go to Cork, but that is a long way off because traveling is hard. When
Especially
you're poor.
since the EU decided that Americans are no longer valid.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and it's you too. Americans are now on the same level of North Koreans and Syrians when it comes to unsafe travel, according
Yeah.
to the E EU.
Yeah, it's fun.
Did you know the etymological root of Cork in the Irish language is Corcock, which literally means the bog of shit?
Huh. Interesting. I was asking Kara about, like, we were making jokes about Cork and bogs, and I was asking Kara about that, and like she was genuinely confused as to like what the joke was. Like because like she was not aware of the idea of Cork as being like a particularly boggy place.
No, everyone in Dublin calls Cork people boggers. It's like a whole big thing, but it's
Wait, they actually do? I
it's-
thought that was a bit.
no, it's like laddie bants, but Cork people don't get it because we don't talk to Cork people. It's just everyone in Dublin decided one day we were going to have a bit of banter with people from Cork and call them all
But, like-
boggers. But Cork people weren't let in on the joke, so they're just confused by it now.
So it's literally just like there's not, but it's not boggy. What are you talking about? And then Dubliners are like, we got one over on you fucking bitch.
See, there's a big competition between Cork and Dublin because people from Cork wrongly claim that they're the real capital, and to try and prove this, they built the tallest building in Dublin, in Ireland.
In Dublin,
But
we
technically,
built the tallest building in Dublin.
no, they
That's
built the
fucked up.
tallest building in Ireland.
How'd they
But
do that? Like they just like sneak in some fucking construction workers and like.
Lexi, if you keep talking shit, I'm gonna sneak into your house and use CRISPR to give you the vaccine that makes coriander taste like soap.
Okay.
So they built the tallest building in Ireland, but technically the tallest structure in Ireland is the Spire, which is a giant monument to the heroin epidemic in Dublin. It's just a big needle in the middle of O'Connell Street. So Cork claims they're the real capital because they have the biggest building. Dublin claims they're the real capital because they have the biggest tower, and it's this whole thing. You know, it's going to spark a second Irish Civil War. We're going to have to. We're gonna have to reincarnate Michael Collins just so we can assassinate him again. That's a whole pain in the ass, you know.
See, it's funny because, like, as an American, I have literally no fucking idea whatsoever about most of world history. So,
Imagine if
I
Cork
just kind of,
and
I just kind
Limerick.
of hear like, I just kind of hear the names of people, and I'm like, yeah, those are names, and that's funny to me.
Imagine Cork and Limerick are like the Confederacy, but not racist.
Okay.
You know,
I-
saying
I-
the
I-
Confederacy,
I-
but not racist is like saying the sky, but not blue. It's like
Yeah,
practically.
it's not even like
Right there.
I don't
whole
think I
thing.
don't think there would be any of the connotation of the Confederacy if they weren't racist.
I guess like cause
I mean, this
civil
sounds
war,
like
I
this
guess.
sounds like a football team thing, like a fucking like, oh, you're from UVA. Well, you can't. That's bad because here this is the anti-UVA zone. Like
The solution to the Northern Ireland problem with Brexit is to give the Republic of Ireland back the 6 counties, but then give the United Kingdom Limerick and Cork.
Doesn't that just create the same problems though?
Yeah, but it's less of a problem because it means the Republic of Ireland doesn't have to put up with Limerick and Cork anymore. And it means we get to get rid of the rubber bandits, who everyone says is like woke now because they do podcasts about toxic masculinity, but also they built a music career off of songs full of racism, classism, and sexism. But it's fine because they said toxic masculinity was bad, so it means they're woke.
I think that they you know, I was about to say something to that, but it's kind of just entirely out of my brain now, and I think it was that. Oh yeah, I think it was just. gonna
Hell
be
yeah,
like
bimbo rights.
I think it was just gonna be entirely like a joke about like, you know, now I can't remember what that I was gonna say there either. I really hate ADHD. It actually sucks dick.
I recently got my ADHD diagnosis, and you know what? That would have been really useful 8 years ago when I started my secondary school education, so I could have got, you know, the proper support I needed to complete my secondary school education instead of being really interested in pretty much everything I learned about in secondary school and horrifically failing at things like tests and classwork because I could never focus enough to do homework or study. That would have been really cool. Thanks, doctors. Thanks for diagnosing
they
me with
wouldn't
me
diagnose me with any. They wouldn't
an
diagnose me with
adult.
any learning disabilities when I was a kid, even though I like definitely had them, and it was really obvious because I had anger issues and would constantly like scream at people. But they wouldn't diagnose me as a kid because I did well in school, so that meant that I obviously there was nothing wrong.
What was I gonna say? Give me like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, shout out to my history teacher who managed to forge a doctor's note for me, which meant that I could type my final exams in school, so that I did at least a little bit better, because I don't have the patience for writing, and I have dyspraxia, which means my fingers and brains don't like to work well together. So I can touch type really well, but I can't write for shit.
Yeah. It's God. The thing I was gonna say earlier, by the way, about Ireland or whatever, was just a like basic like thing about like, oh, but wasn't the trouble specifically about those like specific 6 counties. Like I don't think it solves the problem if you just change them out with a different one.
No, the troubles are a very specifically Ulster problem. Like you would not have the troubles in Cork. Because
I mean, it was Northern Ireland specifically, specifically because Northern Ireland is historically Protestant, and also all of the other things about it.
It's because, okay, so throughout the British occupation of Ireland, the British government and the monarchy tried multiple times to Anglification TF the Irish people by taking, British, particularly Scottish, Protestant Calvinist settlers and grant them land in specific parts of Ireland. And the only place that this really took root was in Ulster, specifically in the 6 counties in Northern Ireland today. And so the troubles stem from the fact that you had, a significant proportion of the population are of Scottish Calvinist descent, consider themselves to be Protestants and British, and their loyalties would lie to, the Church of England or the Church of Ireland or Presbyterianism, and they would consider the head of their church to be the monarch of England. Whereas the Catholic population would see themselves as, historically, genetically, culturally Irish, and their religion would be Catholic, and the head of their church would be, the Bishop of Rome, the Pontifex Maximus, the Pope.
So
you would not have this problem. No, not really. You would not have this problem. We'll get back to that, but no, not really. We would not have this problem in Limerick and Cork, because Limerick and Cork in the 21st century are what we call recovering Catholic atheists. So, they don't believe in God, but they sure as hell believe in the Pope. So there wouldn't be any religious strife in those areas, because it would just all be Catholics, and they wouldn't really give a shit, because,
Yeah, of course.
religion doesn't have as much of a place in modern Irish society as it did in the 1800s, the 1920s, the 1940s, and the 1950s, and the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. It's a whole thing. So if we just gave Cork and Limerick to the UK in return for Derry and from Tyrone, yes, Monaghan, Armagh, and Down, which are the 6 counties in Northern Ireland, it would be fine, Then we could let them sync with the rest of post-Brexit Britain, and then when it becomes, a fucking Mad Max civilization, we can just retake those counties back, and we'll end up with a 32-county republic. Not socialist, though, because we keep electing Fine Gael for some fucking reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've at least gained enough of an understanding of fucking shit-ass Irish party politics from talking to Cara about it.
It's basically, it's been a competition between Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael for the past 100 years since the formation of the Irish state, and in this most recent election, Sinn Féin, which are the Irish Republican Party, they're the political wing.
They had a significant stake, but they didn't end up in the coalition, right?
they had such a huge stake that it scared the other two major parties enough that they went
yeah,
into
that's right.
coalition with each other.
Yeah.
Since the formation of the Irish state, as we know it, the Republic of Ireland, these two parties have been enemies, and suddenly a kind of leftist Irish Republican Party comes like close to almost having a couple more seats in Irish Parliament, and these two parties were so afraid that they formed a coalition together. It's like the red-brown alliance in that it's so unlikely, but they were just so afraid of what they
Yeah.
perceived as the enemy that they came together. Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
ranting
yeah.
about Irish politics on a stream hosted by.
No, I get it. It's
I was thinking-
I've passively heard about some of this stuff on a server I'm on with Kara. It's fucked. Everything that Kara's told me is that Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil are basically the same party. Like, in terms of their
Yeah.
actual ideologies, they're basically just like differentiated by fucking being on different football team.
Fianna Fáil is the Republican Party and Fine Gael is the Democrats, in that they're basically the same, but Fianna Fáil hate the gays slightly more.
Yeah. At the very least, from what I understand, the general just elections in Ireland are actually conducted in a way that makes other parties like politically feasible, literally at all. Which they are in America.
Our electoral system is based loosely on the British system, because we broke away from the British Empire relatively late, like not quite as late as say England, India, Canada, and other Commonwealth nations, but we did break away relatively late, so we copied quite a lot of their parliamentary system. For example, in Ireland, our president would act completely unlike the American president and would act more like the Queen of England, where they are technically head of state, but their actual powers are fairly limited.
Yeah, he doesn't actually do anything, and the actual power is in the Taoiseach.
On Uachtaráin, which would be the president, basically it is his job to officially sign into laws that have already been passed by An Dáil Éireann, which is our parliament, and the Seanad, or the Senate. And it would be seen as horrifically undemocratic and unconstitutional for the president to not sign in a law that had already been passed by
He doesn't have
the
veto
Dáil and the
power
Seanad.
or anything. He just
He does have
stuff.
veto power, but if he ever used it, or they ever used it, because we have had women presidents in the past, if they ever used their power of veto, despite the fact that the Seanad and the Dáil have passed a law, it would be seen as so unconstitutional and so undemocratic that the Irish public would basically, rise up and vote to abolish the position.
Right, yeah.
It's mostly a purely ceremonial role. Also, hello, Julia.
Hey, Julia. I'm playing Snake Pass, and we've been talking about Irish politics for like 20 minutes.
Has it been 20 minutes? Shit.
I don't know if it's been 20 minutes. I just spit out a number.
joined the server, like,
Yeah.
I joined this chat like a few minutes ago, but y'all kind of just didn't acknowledge it.
Yeah, I noticed that
don't-
you joined,
Yeah,
but I was too distracted ranting to.
I said,
Yeah,
I
sorry if
said,
I
I
didn't-
said hello, and I was like sitting back because of Alice.
Sorry if I don't. For some reason, Discord doesn't like give me the sound that plays when someone
That's
joins a
weird.
chat, so I literally
Oh,
didn't
gosh.
know.
This is.
I
this
would have
seems
said
like-
something if I did.
Yeah, I understand. Sorry.
That's okay.
So how are you doing, Julia?
This seems like a cool game. I'm doing alright.
Glad to hear it.
You be a snake and you go up snake things.
Yeah, yeah.
This seems like a really cool game.
Did you just
like,
eat that
actually,
bird?
like, this is
Oh,
a
fuck
really,
no.
this is a really like unique concept. I'm a fan. Like,
Yeah,
this is
yeah. This was making the rounds on like fucking video game websites like a few years ago.
I've never seen it before.
Back around the time Ukulele came out, and games that are just like where it was back in its old prime were like all the rage.
It's
This
the
seems pretty
nostalgia.
different from something like that, though. This is like a fucking snake game. Like
It
I've
just
never
has the
seen a game
aesthetic
like
of
this
it.
before.
And it,
Yeah, I
it
guess
is
the
like a
aesthetic.
collectathon sorta.
In
God, yeah,
concept,
but I mean, well, okay, yeah, sure, it's a collectathon, but like that's just the structure. That has nothing to do with the gameplay. Like the actual like
Yeah.
fucking way you control your character is incredibly unique as far as I can.
Also, they got
in
Grant
concept
Kirkhope
and
to do the music.
execution, I'd say the game is fairly unique. But in style, presentation, and actual like goals and objectives, I say it's fairly evocative of late '90s, early 2000s Rareware games. And I think Lexi mentioned earlier that Grant Kirkhope even did the music for this.
Yeah, they got Grant Kirkhope to music because like anytime someone wants to make a game that is vaguely evocative of like back when
So
Rareware was on
they're-
top,
they're-
they just get Grant
they're-
Kirkhope and he always just kind of does it because like I get the impression that he kind of just likes making music and doesn't really care that much about like
They're clearly trying to invoke that kind of aesthetic and feeling of nostalgia for early 90s Rareware games, but with a fresh take on it, which is, you know, the main means of locomotion, which I feel
Yeah, I mean,
adds
like,
enough differential space between this and other games to make it fresh and
And
unique.
also, if this game was actually made by Rareware, then the snake would constantly be in a big stupid pair of jeans, and he would like look directly at the screen and say, like, see, it's like a penis, like on repeat, like the entire game. That would be the only thing he does.
If it was actually from Rare, it'd be like, oh mate, you get it? I'm a fucking penis. I'm a dick. Do you get? I'm a Jolly Roger. I'm a Todger. I'm a big old cock. Do you get it? It's funny. I put a joke about penises in kids' games. It's very funny. This sense of humor has not dated at all in the past 30 years. It's still funny.
What is the crystal thing here?
It's a collectible. You have to get it to beat the level. I
Yeah,
love
Rare-
I just
Like I just like the snake though. Like it's valid. Like
yeah, he's good. You have a really good impression of the fucking like Rareware like English developer accent. Like that is like spot fucking on.
look
Yeah.
at this snack.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I do
Rare-
love the snake. Look at him.
Look at them go.
Look at him. He knows what he did.
What did you do? Wait, are there like? Can you like fight in this game?
No.
Is this like a fighting
I do
game?
not believe there's combat in Snake Pass the video game.
I don't see how you could do combat in this at all.
I mean, you fucking like bite people and kill them with your venom. Like
think
I
they
feel
just
like
couldn't
it's
think of
pretty
an
obvious
interesting
what
way
you
to
would
do
do
it.
in a snake game where you
You
fight.
crunch them and then they die.
Like,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
I'm just
they
saying, like,
could
you know,
easily
like,
make
come on.
combat. I just think
Well,
they
it's
kind
fairly
of figured it was
self-explanatory
very.
how a snake would fight.
I think they just didn't really feel like it, which is fair. I like kind of
Yeah, yeah.
appreciate when games don't just like do shit like like arbitrarily have enemies just kind of for the sake of having enemies.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. I was just curious, you know, do you fight enemies? It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
I
look,
was
at
gonna say that, like-
look at the snack, look at the snack.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, like, considering how physicsy this game is, like, the idea of having to fight something sounds
Oh
like
yeah,
torture.
God. Yeah, it sounds like it would be fucking awful and annoying. Which
You
is
just
probably
fight,
why they
you
didn't
just
do it.
fight with your snack thing.
Yeah, but it's like they would like put enemies all along the stupid rails you're climbing, and it would be, and then they would have knockback and be able to like, oh, you didn't bite in the right place. Time to go back to the beginning.
To knock off any part of your entire fucking snake body, and then that complicates platforming, and then
Yeah, it would be like.
Yeah, it would be a different game. I understand. I was just
What if we had this game, but it was a battle royale, and instead of like a circle shrinking, your snake shrunk?
so,
pretty
like,
sure
by
that's
the end.
Slither
I know
Slither.io.
your snake shrinking is just
Yeah, that's the
HRT, but
Slither.io.
Well, no, but your snake shrinks like over time instead of when you lose health. And you see, it would be like, there would be like, it would be like you could also use guns.
yeah.
IO games.
I learned something fascinating recently, is that all of those IO games weren't actually multiplayer. They were just like pretending to be multiplayer.
At
No,
the
they
very
definitely
least-
were multiplayer. I can see.
Some of them were multiplayer. Like the original Agaria was like fucking.
Igar was definitely multiplayer
I
because
mean,
I
okay, the
remember
way
like
they
near
work,
when
right?
it launched, you could totally like join other real people playing the game. Like I mean like I was in high school at the time. Like I would join like the person sitting next to me. Like we would like reload until we got on the same server as each other.
Yeah. The way that worked is that the way that multiplayer in those games worked was that like it had multiplayer, until it didn't. Like, if there wasn't, like, all of those IO games, the way they work is like, if there are other people to actually pair you with, it puts you in multiplayer and everything. But if there aren't people, then it literally just puts you in a thing full of bots, and then it goes like, yes, you are in a multiplayer game now.
Yeah, that's
that's totally
sorry, I
different.
phrased it badly.
But yeah, you totally could play with real people.
No, yeah, I remember playing with other people back in like secondary school, but nowadays if you join the Gario server, it's almost definitely all like bots
Yeah,
or
I mean, who the fuck
recordings
is
of
playing
previous players.
Agar these days. Like, it's long dead. Like,
Lexi, you should stop playing the Snake game and we should all play Agar.io.
I would be down to play Agar on the party stream.
God damn it.
sometime.
Ugh.
We shall play Agar on the
Stupid
party stream.
polls. I hate these polls.
Next party stream we should all play Halo Reach multiplayer. Or not multiplayer,
have
co-op
that.
campaign. I will buy it for you.
I don't know that my laptop could run it. Also, I'm on Mac OS X, which I don't think supports Halo. Which is like completely valid. Like, I wouldn't be able to run it anyway.
Halo was originally a Mac game, but then Bill Gates was like, we need a launch title for a new Xbox, so we're just gonna buy out this game developer. Haha, fuck you, Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs and Bill Gates were actually close friends in real life, and the supposed Microsoft versus Apple war was purely a consumer thing. Bill Gates and Steve Jobs were actually good buddies in real life.
Yeah, it's just like real life, where most of the people that pretend to be enemies are actually fucking friends with each other and are playing everyone against each other for fucking usually profit.
Yeah.
It's just like
Let's
that
do-
thing.
Look at this realistic snake model. I mean, it's not like terribly realistic, but like it's very smooth. Like, I'm honestly really impressed with it.
Yeah, I wonder how they did it. Do you reckon it's like just a segment? Like it's just multiple bones placed throughout the body, or is it? I imagine that's what it is.
I love how you move this lever. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Lever. I hardly knew.
Lexi, I love this game.
Yeah, I like the game too. It's very cute.
Ooh.
It's been lovely talking with you all, but I am going to drop out.
Okay.
Alright.
Good night.
I really like how
Go.
you use these fucking ladder things to like get up to the top.
Yeah. And yeah, there are switches, and you do have to like physics pull them using your
I
grip
love
ability.
that so much. You use your snake body to move them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they move all around the place. They go like they hit them up. And then they go all like, remember buttons? Fucking
Remember the 90s?
no, they say to you the snake character, they say like, remember buttons? Capitalism is an unquestioned good, and they just sort of scream that at you for like 30 minutes. I don't remember who they is in this context. I actually have completely forgotten what the joke was.
Is there a plot to this game?
There's an evil thing, and we have to go see it. We have to bring the rocks back to the pillars in order to save the world. Looks like there's a way to get up here from like the very first area. That's interesting. Okay, I'm going down here because it's occurred to me what kind of secrets could be hidden down here, right? Am I right? I think the secrets that were hidden down here actually are probably just like, yeah, just like these areas from before. And in fact, it's just here. Like it's all it is. It's all it ever was. It's not real. You ever think about how it's not real, it's never been real, and nothing you've ever known has been real? All you are is just an illusion. A creature of fortune, a creature of coincidence, created and perpetuated by forces beyond your understanding. That's a pretty wacky thought, isn't it, gamers? Right, gamers? Right? It's wacky. Right, gamers? You know what the right answer is. You're smart.
You understand, right? Right?
You understand. You're smart people. You understand what the right answer is and what the wrong answer is. You know what it is to be wrong, don't you?
I've been wrong before.
We didn't get all of the objects, but I don't really care. We should probably move on. I don't even know if I want to do a second game in this one because like it's already fucking 7:20.
Yeah.
I could probably play something else for a short while.
Yeah, let's see what's up.
I don't know. What do y'all think?
I could see you. Yeah, I'm down for checking out a second game.
Yeah, sure. If I stopped now, it would be reasonable. Okay, well, that was Snake Pass. I hope everyone enjoyed Snake Pass. It's a hit game for the Nintendo Dreamcast. Go buy it today, or else. I'm gonna pull up the mystery wheel again. If you remember that, sort of like part of the premise of the stream, if you sort of, if you recall. Gonna have to go fiddle with some stuff in order to mess with the wheel. All right, so everyone who's watching, which might still be people, but I think is there is Ustar still, which I think is actually a real person. But either way, we're gonna spin that wheel again. We're gonna see what comes up next. You ready? Well, we can do that. Actually, first I realized just now that I should probably do a couple things. Which, because yeah, this is where the YouTube archive ends. So I'll just like fucking mention really quickly that you can go watch my other streams and stuff, and you should also give me money on Patreon. And if you don't, I'll find you, and that's all of the things. Also, I'm gonna run an ad, just for fun, I guess. So see you after that. It's a minute. We'll be back.